Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question tonight is Rich making. Okay, good. Sounds good. So, yes, question tonight is Rich making the right decision for Eric on the Bold and the Beautiful? Now, in all reality, that's an impossible decision for anyone to sit there and make. Okay? Because, truth be told, there's really no, depending on the situation, there's usually no right answer. You're always going to sit there and blame yourself. And you're always going to have somebody that's going to not like the decision that you made, right? I mean, I've always sit there and said that you can't please everyone. And in a situation like that, there's really no pleasing everyone. But it's a very brave and selfless decision because ultimately you have to sit there and not do what you want. You have to fight that urge and understand that it's not about you. You're not keeping there from you. You're not keeping them there for you. You're not keeping them there for them as so much as you're keeping them there for you. Bold and Beautiful has definitely been killing it. GH is falling asleep behind the wheel. I know that you got the Christmas stuff going on. I don't care. We're gonna get into all of it though. General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, Young and the Restless. What feel like I'm missing something? No. Oh. Gonna sit there and do a quick little check. Okay. All right. I see some people coming in now. Um, as you're coming in, make sure that you do hit the like button. It really does actually help. Um, we're gonna get into, like I said, we're gonna get into all of it. Annoying. I don't really want to talk too much, but I guess I'll sit there and start with some. GH needs to do better. Really needs to sit there and do better. It's like the bar has just been so low on GH that I feel like people are just kind of taking, well, nearly anything at this point. to put it mildly, yes. Laura B is in the chat. What's good, Laura B? I'm pretty sure there's some other people as well that's in here. I see like 8 people so far. So yes, 9 people so far. So yes, as you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button. Okay, I guess I can turn the sound down because I don't need that anymore. But yes, what's good, Laura B? Thank you for joining. You know what, YouTube? Oh, there we go. Okay, Darby's in the chat. What's good, Darby? YouTube, sometimes you just never know. Like I said on Saturday, James is doing a live stream. His live stream just cut off him after 20 minutes. Lobby says, I think Ridge is doing the right thing. It's a hard decision. I'll sit there and say that much. It's no reality. Sometimes you gotta sit there and wonder what is the right thing. Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. And Rihanna's in the chat. 11 to 12 coming in. Yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always a blessing to see you. And Rihanna. Nicole's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Yeah, it's a tough decision. There's no right or wrong answer towards that. Now, today I actually did manage to watch not just all the 4 shows, what I usually do, but also watch the Young and the Restless for tomorrow as well. So we can sit there and talk about that as well. Lorby says, not to say that, no, of course not. It's never an easy choice. It's among the hardest decisions that you'll ever make in your entire life. Dolly's in the chat. Was good, Dolly? How are you doing, my friend? So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I'm probably going to sit there and be repeating this. If you watch my General Hospital review, for anyone that watches General Hospital, Jerry Edgecombe said GH is okay. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Did you hear the news about the actors Brooke and Chase, about their decision to not do love scenes? They're not gonna do any more. Well, she's not gonna do love scenes. Black Mom is in the chat. Debbie says, in this kind of story, there are no bad guys. Rich is kind of right in his thinking. Yeah, it's all about point of views. Yeah, if you didn't hear about what happened with the actress Brooke and Chase, pretty much, and this is what I heard from Brooklyn side, or the actress that played Brooklyn, that she doesn't want to do any love scenes, no love making scenes. Um, she's married and she wants to respect the marriage, and um, Ariana says, I follow GH Ruti out there here. Yeah, no love scenes, no love making scenes. She wants to respect the marriage, and she doesn't want to sit there and, she says something about the fact that, when her kids grow older, you know, she feels like it's going to be a bad look. So I want to know what everyone else thinks about the fact that Brooklyn and Chase are not, yeah, no love making scenes on Jerry Ice Cream. She's a kept woman. Duan is in the chat. What's good, Duan? Yeah, exactly. Laura B, that's exactly where I heard it from. But then I went, um, Ronnie Rise in the chat. Darby says that's a good way to look for a new job. Darby says they can kind of write around that. I mean, they can write around that. They can always write around it. Um, part of me is just, I'm just there looking at it. I'm just like, it's acting. Okay. You're going to sit there and tell me that your husband doesn't know what you do? I know you want to sit there and try to respect your marriage, but I'm like, are you really? Ariana said she did say that once she was pregnant in the first stages, and after the scenes were wrapped, she went to her car and cried. Maybe she doesn't need to do it anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would never. Here's the thing, Henrietta. I would never want anyone to do something that they're not comfortable doing. Okay? I remember one of the other Adams. Yeah, but Darby, it's a staple though. It's a staple of soap operas. Oh no, hey Albert, why is this SEC secret taking so long to come out? This should have came out a long time ago. It's time to wrap up the story, like seriously. Autumn is holiday time, so they're doing nothing but fillers. That's the problem. That's the problem, Autumn. But yeah, I would never want an actor or an actress to do something that they wouldn't want to do, you know? But if it's something like that, then it's like maybe you should think about not doing, because here's the thing, right? And I get that. She cried in the car, she was really upset, she felt really bad. I get that, right? But then where does it end? Where does it end? Because you take away the lovemaking scenes, okay, why don't you just take away the kissing scenes too? Duane says, I don't really care if Brooklyn and Chase get married. Yeah, Ron says, I heard that in the entertainment news that Cardi B and Offset split. She said that. Oh, okay. Hmm. I don't really rock with either one of them. So Dolly says Brooklyn and Chase have no heat anyway. They can do stuff like they start to get undressed, go to commercial, and be, yeah. Here's the thing. I always find the love making scenes goofy anyway. So that's not my issue. Sorry, I was gonna say, is that why the dress black so downly? I don't know. That's a good question. Um, that's a really good question. Debbie says nobody ever said chasing Brooklyn. I mean, my whole again, my whole thing is like, okay, so what happens when she decides, oh, I can't do kissing scenes anymore because I don't want to sit there and disrespect my marriage by kissing another man. Like at that point, it's like, bro, you need to sit there and reevaluate what you're doing. I said this in my review. I'm like, boo, you're not doing OF content. You know, Ariana says some actors actors have it in their contracts not have blank scenes. I think it was so unpleasant because she was, and it was a bit more. I can't be, but oh wow, okay. See, yeah, that's to outdress her so downly. That's a really good question. That's a really good question, Cherry Ice Cream. But yeah, that's a tough one. Ariana, that's a tough one. And the thing is, it's not like she can prepare for that. So I don't knock her for that. Yuan said Chase and Brooklyn from B&B resemble each other, ironically. Okay, I can kind of see that. Nadoli said this isn't like back in the days when actors were all super hot. No one wants to see Brooklyn and Chase. Yeah, Chuck Ashman, they're both married. But and granted, like Ariana said, there's provisions in certain people's contracts that's like, hey, listen, I don't do this, and that's fine. That's fine. I guess I just kind of look at it, and part of me is like, part of me is kind of like it's kind of stupid because I'm like, you're just acting, but at the same time, it's like, and it's a staple, Like part of me is just like, and maybe you might be in the wrong business, or you might sit there and I don't know, maybe you're better off doing sitcoms or a movie or something like that. Duan says, can't sing or do love sings. Yep, can't do ish. Ron says, EJ thinking because he's the that gives him the right to assault Leo. Can't wait for him to get his comings, meaning that he's not the father of Nicole's baby. Yeah, Ron, I sat there and I looked at that and I was like, I knew that Leo was not going to be able to convince either one of them um that the baby was alive. And even with EJ, it was kind of just like part of me is kind of sit there like, you know what, EJ, you got warned before. You got warned by EJ. So whatever happens at this point, no matter how bad you feel, part of me is just like, girl, he told you in advance. Aaron says, I don't want to see either Brooklyn or Chasing Love in the afternoon. Yeah, I feel like a lot of for somebody. Well, I'm actually kind of surprised. Actually, kind of surprised. Maybe not so much as Brooklyn, but Chase. People not want to sit there and see at least Chase. That throws me off. That throws me off. Not the Brooklyn part, but maybe the Chase part. Um, is exactly doing. That's exactly what I said. I was like, bro, relax. You're not doing OF content. Like you're not. Especially because there was a part where she said that she didn't want her kids to sit there and watch this. I'm just like, you're doing a goofy lovemaking scene in a soap opera. But okay, fine. Makes you uncomfortable. I totally get that. Maybe you're not necessarily. Part of me is just like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I'm just like, if it's really that much of a bother, maybe you should think about doing something else. And being an actor, TV show, commercial or something. But like, again, like what Ariana said, some people have in their contracts not to do it. So, yeah, look, I just got something wrong with me with this. Duan says she's comfortable getting uh, it's It's all over the place, to be honest. But yes, what the hell else wound up happening? I don't under. Okay, so back to B&B. I don't understand why people can just sit down and Lord, I get both sides of it, though. You know, I get both sides of it. I do. Ultimately, I do think it's stupid. It's my personal preference. But I don't understand why no one could wait in the lobby. They're waiting at the house, and Bridget's like, no one should leave because, you don't want to bother the nurses and the doctors and stuff. Okay, they can't wait in the waiting room, though? They got to sit there and wait at the house? Like, I'm sorry, Bridget, but you're not making any damn sense. Ron says, but this is why the actor who played Kane on Young and the Restless got fired because he didn't want to do what was written for his character, meaning a love scene with Trey or with Tracy. Yeah. Or there was one of the Adams that didn't want to sit. There was some guy on Young and the Restless that didn't want to sit there and do like a kissing scene with another man. So I can't. You know what I'm saying? Again, I can't. Part of me is like I can't sit there and knock Brooklyn. You know. But then I also sit there and look at the dude. It's like, bro, maybe you. I don't know. The whole thing's kind of messy. Dolly says, I want to see Brooklyn and Chase do a love scene about as much as I want to see Wendy and Trip do a love scene. Damn, some soap couples aren't meant to be sexy. Yeah, it's not like it's a huge loss or anything. It's not like I'm sitting there like, oh, damn it. Really looking forward to seeing that. Um, is anyone excited for Monica to come back? Is anyone excited for Monica to come back? Very curious if anyone is excited for Monica to come back. I think at this point, everyone already knows my answer to that, but I want to hear everyone else's opinion. Very, 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 very curious. Very curious about that. So Laura B is glad that she is back. Okay, we got one vote. Oh, Ron. Ron says, WTF, can't Sloan be honest and stop the backpedaling ish about her first child, Maya? I love it. And Gloria also likes the fact that Monica's back. Cherry Ice Cream likes the fact that Monica's back. Okay, all right, we got some positivity up in here. Yes, I'm with it. Darby says, secret vote. Who wants to see a lovemaking scene with Maxie Jones? Anyone besides Kyrie's? Damn. I mean, is this like from years ago? Anthony, how are you doing? How is life, Anthony? I'm doing good, Anthony. How are you doing tonight? Anthony, the number one the number one YouTuber. Seriously, Anthony's number one YouTuber. I don't, usually I'm able to sit there and watch at least Anthony's videos because his videos are kind of short. Billy says, I do wish they should work on their music cues. What was with that music playing while Melinda and Sloan were talking today? They do actually. I know there's one music cue that they play, and it's like a helicopter playing in the background. Cherry Ice King says, Albert, Monica's back. What did Monica's back? What? Oh, no, no, she didn't come back today. No, she didn't come back. She's coming back this week. It was good, Tracy. Tracy Steves, happy holidays. Ariana says, Albert Christmas is on a Monday, so you know if you would not be streaming. I don't know. Well, Monday I won't be streaming. Yeah, Christmas Day I won't be streaming. But I don't know about Sunday. Sunday I might. Sunday I might actually be streaming. I don't know. It's a good question. Usually, because here's the thing. Usually, maybe I'll put it on a vote. I'm not too sure. The thing is, like with holidays and stuff like that, I want people to spend time with their families and their friends and stuff. Um, I'd rather people on that day. I'd rather people. I probably would not be there other day. Yeah, because yeah, that's the thing, Lobby. Because I want people to sit there and spend time with their families and things of that nature. Like that Mother's Day, Thanksgiving and stuff. Um, I know I definitely won't be doing the Christmas. Man, I didn't think that Christmas was on Monday. Wow. Billy says it was so weird, but I'll definitely let people know though about Christmas Eve. Billy says it was so weird that Sloan and Melinda were having this heart to heart about their motivations, but they have this jazzy upbeat. I gotta go back and watch it. Like I said, they play this helicopter music whenever something that's about to be suspenseful. They always do, and it's the weirdest music too. Tracy says, "Do you have any plans for New Year's?" Probably not. Probably I'll just wind up sleeping. New Year's, I don't really do anything. I doubt that I'm actually going to do anything. Usually, New Year's, I usually sleep. What about you, Tracy? What you got planned for New Year's? Aaron said, of course, and I know you will let us. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. My whole thing is, Ariana, I always like to sit there and let people be informed. I don't like to just sit there and do stuff and just not tell people. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just I like to be organized. Ron says, "I what the what the f is Melinda Trash telling Paulina about an adoption attorney?" Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Th- Ron, they both look like a pair of jackasses. Both of them did. I'm doing good, Anthony. How are you? You know what? Let me make sure I go to your channel real quick. They both look like a pair of jackasses. I'm like, what are you? Jesus Christ. Like, both of them just look really stupid. Tracy says I'm staying in for New Year's Eve. We'll relax and watch movies. Yeah, I figure. I feel like most likely I want to doing that. I'll be surprised if I actually go anywhere. Joanne says I never even wanted Brooklyn and Chase to be a couple. Yeah. So you ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing as far as whatever lovemaking scene that they're not gonna have. Toby says OMG Monica has the longest conference in Germany ever. It was 6 months long. She works in America. How can she be having a meeting in Europe for months and still have a job? That's a good question. Ron said, who is more good looking, Melinda? Yeah, no, Melinda. That's not even. It's Melinda or who else on dates? It's going to be Melinda. Dolly says also need them to give Kay something to do. Gossiping Granny is not a good look for her. Luke is coming at Dimitri talking about kidnapping. Oh, I can't believe you kidnapped so and so. I was like, Lucas, you're in jail because you kidnapped Sam. Like, how are you gonna sit there and come up on Dimitri talking about, oh, you kidnapped my mother, you kidnapped Kate, you kidnapped your own so-called love of your life, bro. You're not you're not in a position to sit there and be in no. Debbie says if the mayor who fired me called me out on the streets, I'll tell her to F off and keep it. Yes, exactly. She comes up talking about hi, how you doing? Like, yeah, how, you mean how am I doing? You little like you petty ass. But she said I was going to go on a cruise in Dubai for Christmas and New Year's. Changed the cruise to Dubai. You know, it's really funny, Tracy. James' friend, Flomo Boyce, our voice, he's always going to Dubai. Billy says I was laughing so hard when Lucas did that. Days loves their hypocrite. I sat there, I was like, bro, I know you did not just sit there and say anything about kidnapping. I'm like, bro, you've been in here for a hot minute. Shut your mouth. Duane says, who would Maxie do a love scene with? That's the problem. They don't give her. See, that's the thing. Duane, they haven't really given her a compelling story since Peter. Okay, I'll take that back. You haven't given her a compelling story since she got done with brain surgery. She has not gotten anything compelling since she had the brain surgery. Tracy says never been to Dubai, still want to go another time. Maybe December 2024. Hmm. I'll definitely put that on the list. Oh wait, I need a passport. Never mind. Ron says Lucas is so effing stupid. How dare he go after Dimitri, bro? You're in jail. But yeah, I said the same thing. Duane said I'll be looking forward to seeing Monica again. Wow, I was super happy about seeing Monica. That's amazing. I'm not gonna sit there and burst anyone's bubble. So I'm glad everyone else is happy. That's cool. Dory says Lucas is looking to get killed in prison by getting aggressive with people. Lucas' main job there is to keep his head down and do his time, not make new enemies. Well, that's very true, Darby. I 100% agree with you. But any idiot that's going to sit there and start trying to call somebody else out for the same thing that you're in jail for, it's not exactly the smartest person. You know, it's pretty stupid. They didn't laugh, though. They didn't laugh. I thought that was pretty good. Um, it's not. Oh, Nicole. Nicole. Leo gets to the door and she's like, "What are you doing at my house?" Well, you act like you bought that house with cash money in your hand. I get that you married into the family, but the fact that she was so like, "What are you doing at my house?" I mean, it was like, I know this chick did not just sit there and say your house. Ron says it's so effing disgusting that Abe can't remember Kate. That's Ron is effing disgusting that Abe can't remember anything. That's what it is, Ron. Is oh my god. Okay, Ron. All right, that's yeah. It's disgusting. Okay, you has memory problems and it's disgusting. Okay. Ron says Days is the same show that has Marlena counseling Alex about his ex-life while Brady and Eric have been thus very, very true. Well, technically, Dolly, since they're men, we call them slurs. Even though I'm not a, even though I'm not on the whole slut shaming thing, but if I was, because they're men, we call them slurs. Melly Mel's my heart queen's in the chat, and I know Mel, you watched tomorrow's episode of The Young and the Restless, right? Mel, you watched tomorrow's episode of The Young and the Restless, right? I did too. Debbie says I'm going to get the matron. I'm gonna get Dimitri in trouble because I play cards with the warden. What a tool! Doesn't he know that the warden regards him as much as trash as the other? You know, Darby. Even Kate sat there. Even Kate sat there. I was just gonna sit there and say, yeah, Mel. I watched it as well. I already knew you were gonna say that, by the way. Um, Notice that that's true. Eric Brady is yeah, that's what I said. Or a himbo. No, yeah, Eric is a himbo also. Himbo, slore. There says yeah, exactly, Darby. Even Kate sat there and looked at. I think Kate was kind of cringed. Kate was a little bit kind of cringed by by what Lucas said. But yes, I watched it. I watched it as well. And she is right. It actually was pretty good. Okay, I did actually enjoy it. I don't know what is going on with Audra and Tucker at this point. I'm like, bro, why don't you just sit there and just get with Audra at this point? I mean, y'all so much alike. She's hot. She's hot. Can't trust her. Yeah, I can kind of see why maybe he shouldn't get with her, but I don't know. Maybe she'll be trustworthy towards the right person. Yep, no, that's exactly what I said before you got here. I said that they're both. Well, to be fair, Mel, it was Lucas that brought up the whole kidnapping thing to Dimitri. So, I mean, Dimitri didn't really sit there and say anything about Lucas kidnapping Sammy. So, in that instance, there's really only one hypocrite. Ariana says, "Audra is your lady." Yep, one of many. But you know what, Ariana, Audra's the type of person that you can't trust. Like she looked good, but I wouldn't trust Ariana. I wouldn't trust that woman to sit there and draw me a bath. Okay. Yeah, Nicole. Yeah, exactly. I said that in my review. I was like, Violet was kind of extra. After a while, it wasn't cute. Black Man. My friend is good. We were supposed to hang out. We were supposed to hang out Sunday, but his basement got flooded, and it was really terrible rainy weather. So we had to sit there and reschedule. But I talked to him on the phone. He's doing good. Thank you for asking, Black Man. Joyce, there's also one final request. I'm down for comfort as much as anyone else, but can the day's camera guys stop showing Kate and Paulina or orthopedic sneakers while they're dressing up? I've never noticed that. No, but thank you for asking, Black Man. You know, Black Man, those stories that I was telling. Black Man, I'm gonna be honest. I got I got a million more. I got a million more. Black Man. I said that was like, yes, very true. Jesse Jess, Jesse Jess is in the chat. The one and only Mrs. Jack Abbott has entered the room. Give it up. Um, yes, I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I literally was just like, I, I was like, your mom was kind of stuck on a ship that kind of like wrecked or whatever. So in a lot of ways, you kind of helped your mom out. Joanna says, Jace Lucas needs to come back already. So, well, I'm very, I guess for the sake of argument, I can't remember what the other dude's name is. Nobody says, "Hey, where are you going with all those?" I do not get that. Just as I was so bored with JC, I had to fast forward a lot of. Yes. Oh, Jess, did you hear the news? Did you hear the news? We should tell her the news, Chad. Tracy said you had me laughing most of the stream when you were talking about that incident. Yo, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I can't believe he actually did that. I mean, that's not normal, but that's him. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for letting me know. Ron says Leo made me laugh when he said, right. So, Jess, long story short, the actress that plays Brooklyn and Chase, they're not doing love scenes. They're not going to be doing any love making scenes because the actress that plays Brooklyn is married, and so she's not going to be doing any sort of love scenes or anything like that. I know, yeah, Lord be we didn't. I think we had to sit there and re-examine that whole part, um, which I still can't believe that happened to this day. But yeah, just long story short, she says she's not doing love scenes because she's married and she doesn't want her kids to sit there and watch them when she grows up. So yeah, they're both married, they got boundaries, and blah 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 blah. So what do you think of the news, Jess? Trust me, Laura B. I'm dumbfounded to this day about that. Damn, Jess said, don't care, not like I wanted to see the love scenes with them anyway. Yes. Yeah, I didn't think that was actually going to sit there and like, um, break your day or anything like that. Ida's in the chat. What's good, Ida? You did say that, Mel. You did say it. I give you props for that. Ida, it's good to see you again. Tracy says, I don't think she should have even said anything about it, in my opinion. Okay, she doesn't do love scenes. Um, Tracy said, times are changing. People used to have to do them or they had no job. I mean, I get that part. I get that part. I just says, where did she say she didn't want to do them? I think she said in an interview. It was either on Twitter or something like that that she said that. And here's the thing, Tracy, I get that because the truth of the matter, here's the thing, truth of the matter is, I wouldn't want anyone to do something that they're not comfortable doing, right? Now, part of me does sit there and look at this and I'm just like, you realize that you're in a soap opera and that love scenes is a staple to the soap opera genre. So part of me is kind of sitting there being like, well, are you sure you're in the right field? You know? Especially your character is getting married to someone else. So it's just kind of odd. But what Anne Rihanna said when she did that last lovemaking scene and she cried in her car, that's, you know, just not really. She doesn't have to do full love scene. They could still get away with it. Yeah, it's like I said, part of me sitting there, like, you're not doing OF content, right? You're not doing OF content. So it's not. It's stop trying to make it seem like it's bigger than what it is. The other part of me was good, Spider Quake. The other part of me is like the lovemaking scenes are just goofy in general. So it's exactly, Jess. That's yes. Blackmo says she's not in the right field. They are actors. That is part of their job. Yes, to an extent. That's what I said. It's like I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Part of me is just like it's kind of stupid, but the other part of me is like, ugh. Yeah, Spider Quake. It was raining hard. Ultimately, I think it's stupid. I would sit there and say I don't think it's necessarily that serious, but I understand where she's coming from. On the other hand, Queen Nikisha's in the chat. Ron says, ask this question in the chat. Where is their take? What is their take on Cardi B and Offset splitting? I don't think that most people actually care in the chat. But I could be wrong. If you are a Cardi B and Offset fan, you know, do you, what's your take on it? Monique says, I feel bad for Rage. Impossible choice. He has to do his father. Yeah, that's like what I said. There's no good. You're not. Hmm. Yeah, it's the worst decision you could sit there, and it's the worst position you could sit there and be in because you're not gonna make anyone happy, and you're gonna always sit there and second guess yourself. She said, I think when her contract ends, they will probably get someone else who doesn't have a problem with it. Yeah, like I said, it's a staple. Some people sat there and said it wasn't that big of a deal. I think it's kind of stupid, personally. You know, like Jeff said, it's not you're not doing OF content or anything. Ariana says, I like the talent of both performers, however, it's their lives. Yeah, I'm split on it. Just as wise as stupid. Um, Tracy says Cardi B and Offset seem to split like every 6 or 7 months. Jess says she's respecting her marriage. Okay, but see that's the problem, Jess. All right. So she's respecting the marriage, and part of me is like, well, one is acting. Okay, you should know what you're signing up for. Two, where does it stop? Right? Okay, so she doesn't want to do lovemaking scenes. Okay, fine. But then I'm just like, all right, so what happens when you do kissing scenes? What's the difference? I mean, it's still, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still part of respecting their marriage. If she wants to sit there and start talking about respecting their marriage, where does it stop at? So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm very split on it. In case I read the interview where it was just as much him as it was her saying they didn't want it. But then I got to sit there and go on both of them then. Spike Quick says, I were being outside in the rain for 30 minutes was so fun. You should have went up. See, I like sleeping. I like sleeping. I like having the rain in the background. I don't know. It's just something about it just really relaxes me in a way. Billy says, I feel bad if Brooke's sex appeal was part of her character. It would have been more of an issue, but the love scenes aren't necessary. It already takes away from her singing, and that was a core trait. Very true. Nikisha always felt weird about blank season, even if it's acting, swap, and saliva is still saliva. Ron says, Nikisha, I missed you on the chat live. Hope to see you again. Yep, that comment is for you. Now, just as I like sex scenes, sometimes they're necessary. Really? I can't think of a time where they're actually necessary. I really can't. That's what part of me is like. I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Ariana says, I took the most awesome nap today. Naps are amazing. It's just that the problem with her saying she isn't going to do love scenes is that there will be other people saying they don't want to do them either. Yeah, like I said, I always find them goofy. I always find them goofy anyway. Like that's my whole thing. I always find it to be very goofy, and in a lot of ways, kind of unnecessary. Okay, yeah, I see where she's. Yeah, I find them to be kind of unnecessary. So I don't know. Why was Dex annoying today? I don't understand why. Why was Dex annoying today? Spider Quake. I mean, he has a reason why he doesn't like Christmas. He said, "I'm hoping things work out so I can pop in sometime in the near future." You know, Nikisha, like I said, anytime you want to sit there and come on, you know you have an open invitation. Invitation. Just don't like him. I mean, that's not really a reason, but okay. Darby says I can take love scenes or leave them. Yeah, exactly. I find him, like I said, I find him to be very, very goofy. So he says, like Brooke and Rich from B&B, the love scenes were necessary back in the day. The characters supposed to be in lust with each other. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Well, you know, just after about a wise people in public is why is everyone in PC in a holiday spirit already? I mean, Jess, aren't you in a holiday? Aren't you in a holiday spirit? Tracy says, I really don't care if people do love scenes or not personally. Exactly. Oh wow, another spoiler. Great. Um. Oh, okay, good. All right. Yeah, that I could. Well, damn, Jess. Are we being a Christmas? Why not? I don't want to sit there and say anything unless let's. Why not? Ron says, Nikisha, I don't know if you watch Passions, but Tabitha gave birth to a baby and she was much older than Sheila. So yeah, Sheila can also have a baby. Ah, I didn't think that you caught that, Spider Quake. Sometimes you're a little too sharp for your own good. I'm joking when I say that. Um, yeah, Keisha, that comment's for you. But you know, Mel, I'm actually cool with that though, because I can't do those things. I can't not do those Teresa things. And she says it so. Nope. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Christmas, my favorite time of the year. Hmm. But yeah, I mean, Spike Quick says, Albert, I was watching the whole Water Passenger story and saw the explosion of the boat with Jerry Jackson nowhere to be found, and Sonny mad that the ugly Christina married Trey. Well, first of all, I love that storyline. Yeah, that's Lindsay Morgan right there. Yeah, let me tell you something, Spike Quick. Lindsay Morgan is that chick. I love Lindsay Morgan. Um, she used to play Raven, I think, on 100. I love that chick. Yogi says, OMG, Albert's going Christmas on US. Ron says, Nikki said, Ron, I did watch Passions. I don't remember it. Tap with the pregnancy down. Spike Quick says, Albert, will she not? She's not as hot. Well, I respect your opinion, Spike Quick. Tracy says, never fails. The whole Sheila having a baby. Oh, Tracy. I think you've been in the chat long enough to know. Well, let's be honest. I think everyone in this chat has been, and I think everyone in this chat has been here long enough to know how Ron feels about Sheila having a goddamn baby. Like Crick says, also, where was the OG Christina during that time? Oh, yeah, she left for some odd reason. I don't know what she went by the quick, but she did want to leave him for a little bit. Mel says, Spider Quake, I love my soaps today. A comments for you, Spider Quake. Well, I know that Nate is going to be watching. Oh, Devon's going to be watching Nate like a hawk. Yeah, well, of course. He said, I sponsored the vitamins. Is Charity one? Like Quick says, I looked her up. She looks good, but not good for Christina. See that? Okay, you know what, Spider Quick? That I can admit to. That I can admit to. I don't think that she did a good Christina. That, and also to be fair, Spider Quick. Listen, here's the thing. I'll sit there and say this. As much as I give Jocelyn a lot of smoke, and I will continue to give her smoke, that version, like Christina back then, was way worse than Jocelyn. Like Jocelyn's bad. Don't get me wrong, but Christina back then, she was damn near unwatchable. Hell, even with Lindsay Morgan, she was damn near unwatchable. Christina was oof. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Like in a lot of ways, for the people that don't like Jocelyn, oh Spikequake, she was 1,000 times worse than Molly. I'm telling you that right now. She was 1,000 times worse than you thought Molly was a picnic. I can't sit there and say Jocelyn was a picnic, but Molly was oof. Ron says to Albert, it seems like everyone forgot to petition Days to bring Jerry out of jail, put him with Melinda. Because most people forgot about the character named Jerry. Billy says, do you think it's time to bring Rick back? Oh, Slick Rick? Absolutely. Absolutely, Dolly. Especially for the pregnancy story, the surrogate storyline. Yes. Double C said Ridge and effing dingbat if he damn. Okay. All right, so Double C is not liking his decision. Okay. But you know the thing is Double C, and the thing is he's not wrong, right? Like there's no right way about that. Dolly says I kind of want Jerry with Talia if they come back to days. And maybe they could be somewhat watchable. Spike Quick says also watch scenes with Sean and Alex and TJ and Molly, and TJ said to Alex because yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was I'm not gonna lie, Spider Quick, that was just awkward. Well, I don't know all of that, but I think it's pretty messed up that they didn't even bother to tell Adam. They didn't tell Adam. They didn't tell Abby that Jordan is still running around. trying to kill the Newmans. And I'm like, oh damn. Yep, you just wrote the same thing. Um, Not one of them. You know, Nick couldn't even be bothered to tell Adam. And I'm like, Victor, you're not even gonna sit there and tell your other daughter? You didn't? No, no, no. It's not. No, it's, I like the stories quite quick. I just felt like that comment was just. It was out of pocket. I'll sit there and say that. No, the story was fine. It was just out of pocket. The comment was out of pocket. Duane says Eric might not even want treatment if he wakes up. Double C says, I understand, but if there's a small chance my father will recover from the sickness, I'll take it. See, and that's the thing, Double C. I'll sit there and say this. I'll say this much, Double C. I said this before I came in. There is no right. There is no right or wrong answer in the situation. Because what Ridge is doing, Ridge can want the same thing that you want, right? But sometimes the hardest thing is to be 100% selfless. You want that. He wants that. What does his father want? That's when you have to sit there and kind of think beyond what you want. What you think that he would want. Like Ben said, there's a long recovery and everything like that. And there's no guarantee that it's going to work. Sometimes you have to sit there and do what's fully best for them, even if it means it's going to be the worst day for you. I'll say that much. But I get a double C. There's no right or wrong answer. Mel just says DI. What does DI mean? Like the Scooby Doo gang. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think anyone remembers Jerry, if we're gonna be honest. My dude said that people forgot to petition. I think people forgot about Jerry. Ron says Melinda is too good looking to be single. Just get her a damn man, maybe. Yeah, Jess, I said that earlier. I was like, she was extra. She she was extra. I did think she was nice when she was talking to Gregory about his cane, but why she never asked about her mom? Very good. I want to highlight that specifically. Ron says, Melinda, maybe when the truth comes out, Eric and Nicole child can be alive and she can have that issue because no one wants her. Ron, I can't actually think of a snappy comeback for that. I can't even think of a joke for that. Really can't. But yes, that's a very good point, though. That's a very good point. Because now even Charlotte sits there and asks about Lulu from time to time. It's such a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. It's like, is Hayden alive? Is she dead? Or she's alive and she just never came back? Like, come on. Double C says, I remember Jerry that I like 2 minutes. Joey says, maybe Eric should just impregnate Marlena too. It's been months since Eric's swimmers have ruined a successful woman's life. Uh, uh, did you love that Ashley are going after Tucker and Audra homecoming? I mean, I don't love it. I'm interested. I'll sit there and say I'm interested. Um, you know, Now Y&R is actually doing pretty well. I'm very interested. They're not doing fillers like GH is. They're not doing fillers like G. And you know what? Just I don't know if I said this before. Nina needs to take back her power, right? Nina needs to take back her damn power at this point because this is ridiculous. I don't know how we got into this conversation about Nina buying too much gifts, but apparently not buying enough for Wyatt for Wiley, and she doesn't want us to think get Michael upset. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm literally just like, how many hoops are you going to allow Michael to have you jump through? And then on top of that, she acts like Ned doesn't know. She's doing all these. She's jumping through all these hoops, and I'm like, Ned knows your secret as well. So what are you going to do about that? Did she forget about that? I don't understand that. Damn. Okay. Now Ron says I agree that actually impregnate Melinda Trash, although he's unemployed. Well, see, that's not a problem, Ron. That's not a problem for Eric. Okay, because well, in his world, the women pay for stuff. So the the women pay for stuff. So it's he's not really too concerned about that. You know, that's why he is Eric Empty Pockets Brady for a reason. I'll say that much. Um, but now Nikki said Nina has no power. What do you mean Nina has no power? I said Nina needs to take back the power instead of letting Michael run her ragged. If she tells the truth, then she takes the power away from Michael. It's like Jess went a week, Jess went away for a couple of days and just came back sassy, just as sassy as ever. Mel says, I love the confrontation between yo. They both act like a pair of jackasses. I'm like, Melinda, why are you sitting there bragging to Paulina about, oh, I did good today. I, I'm gonna, I made Sloan and Eric, parents. Okay, great, congratulations. Like, just that she can't take back what she never had. Yeah, I'm not following that, Jess. I don't think that you're getting what I'm saying. But that usually seems to be the issue. Ron says, Albert, tell Nikisha about the Cindy Watchers fan events. I'm pretty sure she knows about it. So, Mel says, Albert, I'm going to say that there will be a Christmas miracle on somebody, but oh, okay. But you know what, Nikisha, just in case you don't know, Cindy Watros went to a fan event and people booed her. Like, they literally booed the actress because they're a bunch of nut jobs. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Ron, I covered on that. Yeah, if she just have a good night, Nicole. I hope GH is better tomorrow. Yeah, I doubt it, but we can always hope. We can always hope. We can always hope and dream. Hope and dream until next year. Um, it starts to get better. Yes, unfortunately, Nicole, it will get better. It's just going to take some time, right? At this point, the bar is so low for GH said. I'm not even being like, man, I hope the next episode is going to be great. Now I'm just like, what kind of crap I'm gonna have to sit there and pull out of my ass to sit there and try to make this review good. Debbie says, Albert, stop being a Lucas to Jess. Unlike Lucas, you don't have Kate to save your butt. Tracy says yes when the lawyer told her to go ahead and just come clean, never make the issue of Michael go away. He was right. The amazing queen, the amazing gorgeous Queen Janice in the chat. Happy Monday to you as well. Tracy says yes, you should just come clean and then Michael's situation will be over. Exactly. Jess said, who is Lucas and Kate? Oh, their characters on a better show called Days of Our Lives. You know, that's it's funny, Jess, because it's funny, Janet, because at this point, I'm not too sure. I was so, you know what? Here's the thing, Janet. I was sitting there and say, I think that he probably will. I think that he probably will. I just, Janet, I don't see the actors that they're being on the show still. Now, Finn is that they're talking about some miracle drug, and I'm like, what the? I'll tell you this much, Janet. If Eric does not leave the show, if he does not die, I'm going to be so pissed off. Yeah, Jen, I'll be so pissed off. Y'all actually sat there and had me in tears on Friday. So if y'all don't kill him off, Janice says so much drama for. I love that comment. So much drama for an 80-year-old guy. Yes, Janet. No, Dexter's actually really good today. Finally, some background stuff. Background info. Nikita said, yes, Ryan, I read your previous comment about sending Roger some pamphlets, so I don't condone violence unless someone messes with my kids or my mom, then they can get it. Damn right, Janet. That woman is 100. She still has it in. Yeah, yeah, I admit that. Donna is a second. Donna is a second best. I'll tell you that much, Tom. Like seriously, I don't think that people understand that. I was like, yo, listen, for Donna's age, she looks good. Okay, Miles says, I got good news. That found Destination 6 Bloodline is that Tony Todd has acknowledged his return as William backstory explored, but on the family of. Now, that is some amazing news. That is some amazing news. Thank you for letting me know, Mal. I swear, I had another question, but I can't think of it though. Janet says second is not wanted. I listen. I'll go out with a second place. Okay, Jen, I will get with a second place. Justin says BLQ forgive Tracy. Yeah, apparently so. Tracy says Albert, they are actors on a better show. I mean, that's Tracy. The thing is, I laugh when I say that, but part of me is not happy about saying that. It is true, though, Tracy, but I'm not. Back in the day, Tracy, 3 o'clock, I was practically rushing home, couldn't wait to watch it. It was like an event. Ron says, Nikisha, fans get carried away. It's just a character and not the actual person. But yeah, Trace, no, it's funny and sad at the same time. Totally says, I remember when Lucas shot Franco to protect Kate. Kate then took the gun, wiped it off, and placed it on an unconscious Sammy and to set her up. Damn. That's Mom Dukes looking out for her. I can't even sit there. That's Mom Dukes right there. Tracy says I've been ready for this, man. You know what the thing is, Tracy? It was really good. Friday, you don't understand. Friday was such a good episode. And that's the thing, Tracy. And I always go back to it. It's like people sit there and say, "Oh, well, you don't like GH anymore because it doesn't do action scenes." I'm like, no, I don't like GH as much because they're not good scenes, not good episodes. B&B for Friday, I was it made me feel like I was watching This Is Us in some ways. I mean, the acting wasn't really as good, but like the emotion, the heart was there. Big Nate. Nikisha said, right, I don't call those people fans. They are mentally ill people masquerading as fans. Oh, I like that. Janice says BLQ may not feel comfortable being in a scene she has gained. Yeah, but Janet, I mean, that explains a lot though, too. It's not just that. I don't think she's comfortable doing love scenes because she's married. Um, and I guess ultimately, I can respect that. I'm not even gonna sit there and nitpick on that because I do have some issues with that, but I get it though. Billy says Kate is gangster. Sammy almost got a leap on. Oh, damn, Billy, I got a question for you. Yeah, to an extent, Janet, to an extent, because on one hand, you're right. Love scenes is a staple for soap operas, but I do sit there and think that um, I do feel like you shouldn't do something if you're not comfortable doing it. Just as if you were dating an actor, would you be cool? Yeah, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Absolutely, Jess. Thank you, Black. Yes, make sure you do hit the like button. It really does help. Okay, Dolly, back in the day, there used to be a character on, oh, Ty Treadway. What character did Ty Treadway play on Days of Our Lives? Very curious about that. But yeah, I'm split, Jack. I'm split, Janet, because on one hand you're right, and I do agree with that. But on the other hand, yeah, Janet said there are love scenes like other than there are just in bed scenes. Yeah, I mean, part of the problem with that, yeah, no, let me know, Dolly. Part of the problem with that, Janet, with the love scenes, I always find them very goofy anyway. Like I find them so silly. It's just like I don't feel like they're necessary at times, but I know a lot of people do. So it's I'm very like 50-50 on it, Janet. Got good news that I know what you did last summer for a movie that is Jennifer Love Hewitt as whoa, whoa, whoa. No, they're actually making another one? Man, I only saw the first one. I know about the second one. I didn't watch the second one though. Nate says the thing about it is the networks are to blame for allowing what actors like request stuff like that happens everywhere else besides daytime. Ariana said the love scene looked forced, not natural. Yeah, that's what I said. They look very goofy. Like I wind up laughing, and usually I just fast forward through them. Just as you can still do love scenes without it being extra. What do you mean by that? Well, I mean, seriously, what do you mean by that? Because I feel like that was, um, I don't no, I don't really understand how like what is your definition of extra? I don't get that. When he says now Scandal has some hot scenes between Carrie and Tim, we're both married. Yeah, I never watched it, but like I said, it comes down to being comfortable. You know, if you're not comfortable, you shouldn't be doing it. But then it's like Janet is right as far as you may not be in the right business if you know it's a staple. It's very. Oh, Tony, I meant not Tim. Ooh. Mm, 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 mm. mm, Jesus Christ. CW was good. Was good, CW. Joey says, however, it looks like he played an evil doctor named Ben, who was briefly part of an organ traffic storyline he was on just a few months. Oh, okay. You know, though, isn't that kind of weird that he plays another evil doctor? Like, seriously, he plays another evil doctor. That's like the third time that he actually played an evil doctor. Yep. MacGyver. Yeah. Yeah. It was Khaled, and then it was Troy. I really like that character for some odd reason. I actually really like that actor for some odd reason, and I still don't know why. Exactly, darling. Quick says, "Is Jerry Jacks dead? They never found a body." Mel says Lee is supposed to be writing the screenplay. Hmm. Yeah, I would have to watch the second one, Mel. It's so funny too because I had a question for you. Hmm. All right. Well, let's see. What's the question? What's that horror franchise? Something with a monster. Cloverfield. When does that come back out? When does Cloverfield come back out? Let me know on the news on Cloverfield. And yeah, start with that one first. Now Tracy said James make a good point about the writers not being able to write as freely as they used to. Well, yeah, because times change, people are a lot more sensitive. There's things that people was able to say back then that you can't say now. Shows like Martin and Married Children would not be on now. Like Quick says, I remember when was the last time Jerry was seen. See, the thing is, I don't remember. Um, I could have swore somebody said that Jason killed him off screen. That's what somebody said that they. Oh, it's 2021. Oh, damn. Okay. I just remember somebody saying that he got killed off screen. But for me, it's like if you don't do it on screen, then it doesn't count. It really does not count. But yeah, I'm not surprised by that, Tracy. And also, they have to sit there and write for budget too. You know, not just about censorship, but also about like budgets and stuff like that. What they can and what they can't do. Nobody says, "Do you think Gage could use Jax about now?" I mean, they could have used Jax in a lot of situations. I would sit there and say they could have used him in a lot of situations, but I don't think he was like crucial. You know. Derby says I thought it was Alcazar who was killed, but oh, okay. Then I take that back. Damn, that's a really good question. I gotta sit there. I'll look that up, Spider Quick. I gotta look up that Alcazar thing though too. Gotta look that up too. I mean, imagine if Jason actually came back. People even really want him back. Gemini, how you doing tonight, Gemini? Yeah, where are we with the likes though too? Damn, I didn't really sit there and try to push the membership today. So I guess I'll do that tomorrow. Piece of sh. You're just gonna take your sweet effing time. Oh, okay. 23 likes. 36 people watching. Alright. Well, if you want to join the stream, make sure you do hit the like button. What the But he's still alive right now, Gemini. He's still alive. Which I don't even know how to feel about that. Tracy said there are some movies that just don't need to be remade. I see where you're coming from. Part of me, I can't disagree with that statement to some extent. Billy says, I feel like GH could really use a reset. It wouldn't be the worst thing if they trim the cast. Yes, I've been saying that. I've been saying that is for years. Lloyd Craig says, I would imagine Adam, that is Jerry Jackson, Alexis, the mom, if they were. Oh, that'd be all sorts of weird. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'll say that much. Gemini said, this is the longest death ever. Yes. I mean, to be fair, Gemini, I did think that I did think that he died on Friday, and like Monday was gonna, and today was gonna be the aftermath. Not Finn just found a goddamn magical cure. And also, I got good news that Legend of Zelda. Hmm. No, I was never really into Zelda, and you know what? Yes, by the quick that yeah, Willow's death was a lot longer than Eric's death, and in a lot of ways, kind of more insulting too. I'll say that much. Gemini says I have to watch YNR for the DNA test for Claire. Yeah, I'm very curious about that too, Gemini. Darby says if Jason comes back, I want a recast of him by the guy who played Jack Reacher. Oh, yeah? I don't know if I can take him seriously as Jason. I don't know. Darby, with that actor I mean, I like him. I actually like the actor. I don't know if I can sit there and see him on a soap opera. Darby says, or wouldn't be against GH if you rip from the headline storylines with a soapy twist like Hollywood does. I know Dolly. I know they need to do something. Spike Wave says Sloan is so damn hot, but so unlikable. I hated her, but she's hot. I know Spider Quake, and that's always the conundrum with men. That's always the conundrum with men. It's like, yeah, she can be kind of terrible, but she's also hot. So like that factors into it. Exactly, dog. I was just need to say it. I was just saying the same thing. I was like, that's the conundrum with men. Like, damn, you really are. terrible human being. But you're also hot. So kind of put me in a tight spot there. Gemini says Sally, whenever Nick is gone, she cozies up to Adam. I hope she gets pregnant with Adam's kid again. Hmm. See, that's the thing, Gemini. I don't. When Adam was sitting there asking Sally, "How do you feel about us? Do you think that you want to sit there and give us another try?" She kept doing this back and forth nonsense. So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we could sit there and. Oh, Janet. No, that's Audra. That's Audra. I just. That's Audra for me. I'm like, I don't have the patience for somebody like Sally. This back and forth, flipping back, like, bro, make up your damn mind. Like, what do you? I don't think that some women understand that men do not have the finite amount of patience that they think that we do. Spike Quick says, I'm conflicted. Like, I hate her so much as she's bad as true, just still garbage, but she's hot. Well, Spike Quick, that's it's one of the weaknesses of being a man. I'm not even gonna, I'm not, there's no sugarcoating that. That's not even joking. It's just, you know, one of our very few downfalls. Or, you know, exactly. Darby's like, Melinda is hot, but she's a trash human being, but she's hot. Let's not, let's not forget the first part. Just says, stand up. Why am I standing up for Jess? Why am I standing up for her? Monique says Nick was being a dick to Adam. He needs to. Yes, I said the same thing, Monique. Also, Monique, They didn't even tell Abby. I'm like, yo, are you serious? Real quick says only tolerate Sloan because she looks good. She didn't look good. I wouldn't watch her. That you know what, Spiderquake? That's the truth. You tolerate her because she looks good. Now, I'm not just saying that's good, but that's. Dory, like I said, he was out of pocket on this one. I have nothing positive to sit there and say about that Spiderquake because that's the truth. Frances Hopper might be crazy, but she's smart to use birth control because. Oh, not exactly a fan of that. That sentence was going so well up into a point. Just I guess you haven't seen the meme when the girl is like stand up. So so hard joking with boomers. Damn, Jess. Like I said, Jess went away for a little bit. And then she came back just as sassy as ever. I kind of had an idea what the joke was, but I wasn't too sure. Debbie says it's the burden men have to deal with when dealing with women. Darby, you gonna sit there and get all the men in trouble tonight, aren't you? That's what Darby's going. Darby's gonna sit there and get every goddamn man in this chat in trouble. Tracy says I do miss the guy that played Jackson Jace, but I don't think he'll. Oh, Tracy, I don't think that it's. I don't think that they want him back. Is that Darby's gonna sit there and get all the men in this. Darby said, just you saying Albert. Darby's gonna get all the men in his trouble, all the men in his chat in trouble. Now, Gemini says, with all Victor's money and resources, he still can't find Jordan as a joke. Now, yes, I will agree with that. Darby says, just you say Albert. Yeah, I'm just saying you're gonna get all the men in this chat in trouble. I shouldn't even have read that out loud. Jesus Christ, Darby. Mel says, I hate Melinda and Sloan with a purple. I hate Melinda and Sloan with a purple passion for stealing a merciless child from Eric and Nicole. Yeah. Um. That's good to know because Sally was definitely flip flopping like no tomorrow. But yeah, no, Mel. I mean, I get it. About the whole purple passion thing, but Sloan is just desperate. Fun Quick says I hate Sloan with a blue passion, but Sloan is hot. Exactly. So what what we're saying is that we kind of are getting. I'm not going to say that. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not going to say it, even though it's true. That's basically Snitch is saying, yeah, we don't like her, but she's hot, so we're going to give her a pass to an extent. Ruby says, why not an orange passion or a blue passion? Darby says Sloan is really hot. I think the problem is with that, Darby, is like the hotter she is, the more of a pass we're gonna sit there and allow. Which is really terrible, but we're men. Monique says, what if Adam finds out what Jordan is and Nick asks him where she is? Adam says, none of your damn. Ooh, I would laugh my Monique, I would laugh my ass off. I would laugh my ass off. Ron says, I'll be right after he tried to sue them over blank mandatory why taken back. Besides, Ingo was a bully. He got what he deserves. Yeah, I mean, I'm very perplexed on the whole got what he deserved, but I mean, well, there's another case like that somebody tried to sue and it didn't really turn out well for them, but I'm not going to sit there and say who that other person is because once I start going in on this person, it's just going to get ugly. So I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. Monique says, what if Jordan goes after Abby and Adam to forget? Yes, Monique, that's exactly what I said. I was like, Nick, something happens to Adam, that's on you. And for the rest of the family, they didn't say a damn thing to Abby. So something happens to her, it's on all of them. It's on each and every single one of them. Why am I doing that for her? Like Quick says, Albert, the name begins with a big sing. Darby, it's funny quick. Sometimes there's just certain things that you should not know. You really should not know. Darby said there's hot, really hot, and really, really hot, and the really, really hot section where Audrey exactly where she just apparently gets to just you know practically commit felons, rob banks and stuff. Gemini says Sloan looks Sloan looks reminds me of Sammy's sister. But Quick says Albert and Darby, that's the big ass lie. Oh, it's very quick. You know what they say. I Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I'll sit there and have to respectfully disagree with you on that. I'm gonna disagree with that one. That's quite quick. Gemini says if something happens to Adam, Nick will not care. But if Jordan attacks the family because of Adam, the Newmans would be mad as F. Yes. Darby says, explain yourself. I'll behold Audra all day long. Yeah, because she's that chick. She is that chick. That's how it is. Ron says, I'm hoping Melinda Trash says the reason she hosts home because she can't get a man. Also, she. Oh, Ron, why do you think that Melinda can't get a man? Now, as fun as this has been, I do have to wake up early in the morning on a very unreasonably early hour. So I'm going to end the live stream right here. But I do want to thank everyone for joining. This was a lot of fun. Really, 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 really do appreciate every single person in this chat. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I will see everyone back here tomorrow. Gemini says Jordan could kidnap Abby kid or Adam's kid, but none of them are Nick's kids, so who cares? Exactly. Have a night, Gemini. Have a night, Laura B. Have a night, Laura B. Have a night, Darby. Have a night, Blackmon. Have a night, Darby. Have a night, Dolly. Have a night, Ronnie Ron. And I said, have a night, Gemini. Have a night, Ariana. Have a night, Melly Mal. Have a night, Queen Jess. Have a night, Queen Nakisha. Have a night, Queen Janet. Have a night, Queen Mel. Have a night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a night, Spiderquake. Have a night, Black Mom. Have a night, Duan. I have to think about my favorite three colors. Yeah, Mel, I'm kind of curious about that myself. So I will. Oh, and Jonathan. Jesus Christ. No, it's all good, Jonathan. I was like, Jesus Christ, where have you been? Man, you're definitely missing this chat, Jonathan. It is all good, Jonathan. Hopefully, I'll get to see you tomorrow, though. Have a night, Monique. Monique says Jordan and Phyllis would be very best friends. I haven't been watching the show as long, so I can't really see that, but I'll take your word for it. Yes, have a night, Monique. Have a night, everyone. Have a night, Jonathan. Johnson says join us next time for another edition of So Child with Ivan. Thank you. Have a night, everyone. Stay safe. I will see y'all in the next. Oh, have a night, Ron. Ronnie Ron. I will see you on the next live stream. Laters.